to our second community virtual open house. And our goal is to always try to connect people, whether they are developers or builders or property owners who are looking to sell or rent, to people who want to be either tenants or purchase. The goal, as we continue to move this forward, is to continue to build our corridor and make sure that we're filling vacancies. And I think this is a great way to do that. On our call, we have Kay Anderson, our Director of Operations, and Randy Sherwood, Office Manager and Marketing Executive. Kay, I'm going to turn it over to you. If you can kind of give us a brief update just on, like we did before, about the open property portion of our website and where we stand with that moving forward. So take it away, Kay.
Absolutely. So I was actually just cleaning out our property list this morning, and that's something that happens monthly. So monthly we remove all of the old properties, the things that have gone off the market, but then it's actually updated daily with new properties. So I get email alerts for anything that comes on MLS within the bid area, both residential for rent or for sale, and mixed use and commercial for rent or for sale. And I try to keep it updated with all of those properties. So anybody who is looking for space in the neighborhood can go to our website and see what's available. In addition to that, if you have a listing, you can always go onto our website and claim it. And then you can make changes directly to your listing, update the photos, update the description, anything of that nature. And if your listing is not on our website, chances are I just don't know about it. So you can always email me, kay@fishtownbid.org, and I'll get it up there right away.
Thank you, Kay. For those that don't know, it's fishtowndistrict.com. Kay does a great job of keeping the list updated daily. Kay, do you find that more of the properties are for lease or for sale within our corridor?
Definitely right now there is a lot for lease, more so than for sale. I would say that there are a couple of properties for sale on Front Street, just north of our bid area. And there are a couple of commercial properties for lease, both on East Girard and on Front Street in the southern portion of our bid currently, that are pretty nice storefront properties. And
we just found out that I believe it's 1253 North Front, and I could be exactly wrong. We're getting a new restaurant food place called Middle Child. They are currently, their first location is in Center City. We expect them to be up and running probably about 8 to 10 months from now. Certainly it's a great spot for them because they focus on a lot of not just healthy ingredients and coffee, but breakfast foods, pretty creative type of things. And certainly right by the L there is a perfect location. I know that's a lease. They're leasing a 900 square foot storefront below that has residential above it. So we're going to be seeing a lot more in the coming months, not just from Roland Cassis, one of our developers, but others, bigger projects cropping up on North Front Street. So we're finding that area now is going to be developed more as it's becoming more of a hotspot, which we're glad to see. For anyone, I know just some properties that are available for lease. 2223 Frankfurt Avenue used to be the old record store there. That place is available for lease, pretty affordable rent. And the good part about that with the owner, he is certainly negotiable, not just with monthly lease price, but fitting it to the type of business that comes in there. My email for anybody that needs to reach out for more information on these things is mark, M-A-R-C, at fishtownbid.org. And either Kay and I can hook anyone up with any property that they may see if they don't want to reach out directly. Kay, to your knowledge, have you noticed any properties actually selling recently on our corridor?
Yes, I actually, mostly condos. From what I've seen thus far, it's been mostly residential that has been moving, which that's pretty typical. We really didn't have much mixed use or commercial properties that were available for sale. And those tend to take a little bit longer, I would imagine, especially with COVID. It's a bigger risk right now to be investing in commercial properties. So I would imagine that side of the market will be a little bit slower. But on the residential side, we have seen a lot of sales happening. I can tell you right now, I was just cleaning out the list. The things that are on the list have only been there for maybe a month. And I'm having to delete almost every property that was residential for rent, and about half of the properties that were residential for sale are already off the market.
It's impressive. And I do know one of the, obviously the bid just started in the beginning of this year in 2020. And one of the first that reached out to us was an old garage at 12th North Front Street, if you remember. That's actually that's under contract now for sale. So now you're going to have what we hope is a pretty transformational project to take this old garage, which is fairly big, and turn it into another good, vibrant commercial space. And again, there's probably going to be some component of residential above it, because as we are finding, and Kay certainly kind of confirmed that, is the condo apartment rental unit for residential, that's maintained fairly steady even in COVID. Wouldn't you agree, Kay? Great.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. I don't want to belabor it because we have one guest on, so I want to open it up. Certainly, if there's any questions, specific things that we may be able to help with, both in connecting with concepts, with the type of business that someone may be looking for to buy, sell, lease, whatever it may be. So let me open it up for any questions that participants may have. And unmute yourself if you do. And one of our participants is going to send us an email separately, so that's great. Thank you. Randy, do you have anything to add? We always like to involve the entire talented staff here at the Fishtown District.
No, I mean, it's a great opportunity to market the available properties on our website. We're doing a lot of work on our website. There's a lot of updates. We can start to, promote these pages on our social media as well. So, there might be more opportunity to at least get the exposure out there to possible renters, or people looking to open commercial properties, in Fishtown.
And I think one of the things we can do, especially this week, besides posting this recording, let's put a link to the page on our website with the property list so people can keep looking and searching. Because again, as we walk and stroll the corridor, even during all this, there are still pockets of the corridor that are ripe for development, ripe for type of business. And the good part is it's not just food, as we're finding. We've had retail shops, one called, I believe, Naz, N-A-A-Z, which is a dress boutique that opened up on 1500 block of Frankfurt Avenue. But areas even on the, between 2022 to 2000 block, that's also starting to pick up as well. And the goal is we want to cover everywhere. Just for people that are following along, whether live or on this recording, the Fishtown District is also going to be going to court on certain vacant, blighted properties with the goal of using a legislative tool called the Conservatorship Act to take these, basically these eyesores, these blighted vacant, I'll get it right, eyesores, and get them back, fix them up, and get them back into productive use. So as we have two that are already in the queue ready to file. Once we do, we will make sure we announce it to everybody. We don't like to do it beforehand because we want to make sure that we get our litigation in before the owner is aware, because there's certain qualifications that we have to meet. But it's a good way to basically get these properties back into vibrant use in our corridor, because while we're lucky with how this area has developed, there's still some areas that need to be hit. Final thoughts on what we're seeing, Kay? Is there any final thoughts on trends that you can give to everybody and what to look out for?
Well, before I get into final thoughts, I did have one other thing I wanted to mention. We do have an event coming up, Chalk Fest, which is also a unique opportunity for property owners to showcase their property in a new way. I know that open houses are really challenging right now during COVID, and getting people to want to come out to see a storefront or experience a space is also very difficult. But through Chalk Fest, you can have an artist create an exhibition in front of or on your property. And that could be a great way to draw spectators and get more eyes on your property and advertise your property as for sale without, having to go through an open house with, COVID and all of that going on. So I also wanted to mention that. Final thoughts on trends. I mean, we really went over most of it. I would say that there is a new, relatively affordably priced commercial mixed-use property for sale on Front Street that just came up today. It's on the 2000 block of Front Street, so just north of our bid area. But it seems like it could be a great investment opportunity if they're able to get the price down a little bit. So definitely check that one out.
Great, thanks, Kay. By the way, for Chalk Fest, forgive me if you mentioned the date, just want to read it. It's November 14th to Saturday. And you can reach out to Kay, K-A-E at fishtownbid.org, or myself, Mark, M-A-R-C, at fishtownbid.org for more information about that. I believe one of our guests, okay, I see Kay's going to look for the address. I'd like to see that as well. And the good part about that is, as you're hearing, is every day something like that is popping up in one way, shape, or form. So it's a great opportunity to get involved now. With that, I'll make sure Kay finds it first before we sign off. There you go. Looks like you sent it. I want to thank everybody for being involved today. Keep supporting the Fishtown District. Find it in Fishtown, as we said. Thank you for participating. I want to ask the executive staff to stay on, and everybody else to wish everybody else a great day, and thanks for being here with us.